All right. I, Jay Hansen, being of sound mind and of dubious reputation, call the rescheduled mechanical board meeting as of November 9th, 2022 to order. The time is 9:34 on my timepiece. Nathan, would you please call the roll?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, you're stuck with me this morning, Debbie.
Well, Debbie, would you please call the roll?
Since you asked so nicely. Chair Jay Hansen,
Present.
Vice Chair Eric Fanning,
Present.
Walt Caudle, Walter, your mic is muted.
There we go. Present. Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that.
No problem. Thank you. New member Kevin Duell,
Here.
Derek Fraser,
Present.
Chris Miller is excused, Jed Sherman is excused, Ted Zook.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum.
Excellent, Debbie. Thank you very much. I know you have all stayed up late last night and read the minutes from the last meeting. I would like to know if there are any changes or suggestions before we adopt those minutes. I'm sorry, I'm meaning minutes, the agenda. You familiarized yourselves with the agenda. Is there anything on the agenda that you would like to have altered?
Well, Chair Hansen, I just have a comment. I was late to the last meeting. As the most I've seen my name ever put into minutes. So when you get your name in the meeting minutes, just show up a little late, apparently. So.
That is a fact. We do that on purpose. That's in your board book. If you didn't read your board book, that's a note. Okay.
No.
Hearing none, I'll rule the agenda in order and our order of business approved. Now, meeting minutes from the last minute. Seeing that everybody has done a review, is there anything further to input regarding the minutes from our last meeting? Hearing none, I will rule the draft minutes of March 2nd, 2022 final. Our next scheduled meeting is March 1st of next year. And I would draw your attention to the 2023 board meeting calendar dates so that you guys can get a head start on your calendars and putting those things in. I'm going to take a moment to introduce Kevin. Kevin Duell.
It's Duell, actually.
Duell. And I probably made that same mistake at the CIEB meeting, Kevin, and I apologize.
No problem.
But Kevin Duell is employed at Northwest Natural in the utility sector as the lead engineering consultant that combines codes and standards, design, sales, and emerging technology. Kevin has contributed to Oregon's residential and commercial REACH codes and served on the review committee for the 2022 Oregon Mechanical Specialty Code. He has served on the technical advisory groups for the Washington State Energy Code for both commercial and residential, and Energy Efficiency Technical Group for the 2024 National Green Building Standard. Kevin is currently serving on the review committees for 2023 Oregon Residential Specialty Code and is looking forward to serving on the mechanical board. And we are excited to have Kevin on the board with us as he brings his diverse experience and perspectives to our table. Kevin fills the vacant position that represents natural gas company or other utilities. Fun fact, Kevin was also starting wide receiver on the 1971 and 72 University of Oregon Mighty Fighting Ducks football team, catching passes from Dan Fouts. So
Yep. At
Good
a
on you.
tender age. Happy to be
Ian.
here.
Thank you for joining us, Kevin. Ian, is Ian on the call? I don't see Ian.
I'm in the room, Mr. Chair.
There you are. Our policy analyst to address any public comments or requests that have come in. Are there any, Ian?
Thank you, Chair Hansen. Ian Paik with the division. We did not receive any requests for public comment. However, I would like to leave the line open for a moment in case there is anyone on the Zoom that would like to provide public comment to the board. Thank you, Chair Hansen. Hearing none, that concludes public comment.
All right, Mark. You're up. Little presentation on what's been going on with the program.
Thank you, Chair Hansen. Representing the division, Mark Heiser. Actually, proud representative to the most laid-back and wonderful board. You know, we've got, just want to reemphasize that today. Just some general updates from the division for the mechanical program. The 2022 Oregon Mechanical Specialty Code book is available online, and it is actually printed, and there are some hard copies available for purchase. I tried rechecking at the IECC or iCode website this morning. They're in the midst of doing some website updates, so you can't get through them, but I did find other websites where you can actually purchase a hard copy book. And again, the read-only version you can access available now. We are working on our training videos for building officials for the code update requirements that the building officials go through for what came in via the 2022 Oregon Mechanical Specialty Code. Those are the main points I wanted to cover today. Other than that, if there are any questions from board members, would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Any questions? No? Okay, I'm going to take this meeting off the rails. I'm going to throw Debbie a curveball. It's going to drive her nuts, but off the agenda, I do have some new business, and being the chair, I guess I can interject any new business whenever I come up with it.
You certainly may, Mr. Chair, but we do have regulations we do have to follow. Any new business requires us to have it posted.
Okay, well, I would like to open this meeting up for a little bit of discussion because of some activity I saw on a past, an email that I received from the Residential Specialty Code. They had a survey done, not a survey. They had a study done on the code that they're entertaining right now and its impact in regards to the governor's 2030 and 2050 established energy efficiency goals, carbon reduction goals. And I was impressed with that survey. That's not a survey. What am I thinking? Using the wrong term. Well, they had a study done of the code and how the code would work within the governor's goals and how it would reach. And I wonder if the mechanical board, I'm interested in the mechanical board and with our newly adopted code, if we could have that same study done so that we can see what our impact is and what we have to work with in achieving the governor's goals. And I want to throw that out for some discussion. Is that something that staff could comment on? Is that something that we could do? I will ask that question directly to Mark.
I'm going to bail him out, Chair Hansen. This is Alana Cox, Administrator of the Division, lurking in the back of the boardroom here. So thank you for the question. And yes, we are undergoing code development right now for the 2023 Oregon Residential Specialty Code. In general, and I'll look to Mark to make sure I'm being honest here, the mechanical code is more telling you the how than the what. And so that's taken into account when we're tracking our energy efficiency progress. But I'm not sure that the mechanical code alone, without looking at the other codes, is going to really indicate our energy efficiency progress. Mark, is that about right? We're happy to undertake whatever study would be helpful to the board. And if there's some nuance to that, Mark, we can dig in on that.
Yes, for the division, Mark Heiser. The items that are mechanical code related in the residential energy chapter 11, we sort of track and could have a report, I guess, related to that could be brought to the something similar of where the mechanical code and the energy efficiency measures sort of interact on the commercial side. We could do something along those lines, if that is what the chair is looking to have happen, I guess, and better report on those interactions between the two codes.
Being involved in other things as I am that come into play here, the model that I saw from the ORSC summary, I thought was very, very useful, very telling and very useful. And I think very valuable for the division to have in their back pocket. And I think if we could have something that was similar to that, that would give us some modeled feedback from the commercial side, in effect, I think it would, again, be very, very valuable for the division.
No, that's great feedback, Chair Hansen. Thank you. We can take a look at the best way to go about doing that. And, you know, I agree. We have really strong codes in Oregon, and we know that, but sometimes demonstrating that more broadly, it's helpful to have some of those outside sources. So that sounds like a great idea.
So there is a tremendous amount of effort currently being expended, in effect, looking to poke a bunch of holes in our very, very strong codes. Now, that's a pretty aggressive way of making that statement, but I think it's fairly factual. And proving and demonstrating, just as you said, Alana, I think is valuable. So I before we have our, if the division could please look into that and see what is a potentiality around this, I would appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I need to ask Mark, do you need to jump in and make a presentation at this point? No, Ian, would you introduce the item that's before the board right now to consider and vote on?
Thank you, Chair Hansen. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. The division requests the board's approval on extending the phase-in period for the 2022 Oregon Mechanical Specialty Code for from 3 months to 6 months. The division adopted the new OMSC with approval of the board on October 1st, 2022. The 2022 OMSC was adopted with a 3-month phase-in period ending on December 31st, 2022. The division proposes extending the phase-in period to allow for sufficient time after codebooks are available for outreach, training, and education for building officials, stakeholders, and the general public. This will require a motion. Examples of motions are available in your agenda packet. Thank you.
Does anyone have a question on the options that we have in front of us? Okay. No questions. Do we have a motion?
This is Walt. I move to approve to extend the phase-in period.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that, but I'd like to clarify that it's a 6-month extension that we're looking at.
So we have a motion to approve the proposed 6-month phase-in period for the 2022 Oregon Mechanical Specialty Code. All right. We'll go to a vote, but I will first ask Debbie to call for a roll call vote for Nathan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Walt Caudle,
Approved.
Kevin Duell,
Approved.
Derek Fraser,
Approved.
Ted Zook,
Yes, approved.
Vice Chair Eric Fanning,
Aye.
and Chair Jay Hansen.
Aye.
Motion-
Also vote aye.
The motion passes unanimously.
Does anyone, well done, you all. Does anyone have any other announcements or questions or anything they want to bring before this board? All board members, this is a question for staff. All board members do have access to that new Oregon State Mechanical Specialty Code once it does become published. Is that correct?
Chair Hansen, through the division, Mark Heiser, yes.
Excellent. That being, we're done. This is great. Wonderful meeting. You guys jammed through it. I appreciate all your help. There'll be no further business. This meeting is adjourned at 9:50. Is that a record, Debbie?
For this board, yes.
Excellent. I'm all about records.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we'll see you all later. Bye, Derek. Bye, Ted. Bye, Kevin. Bye,
Welcome
board.
aboard, Kevin.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good
Take
night.
care.